So Jordan Peele's Us. Us is a 2019 horror thriller written and directed by Jordan Peele about a family living a nightmare when a group of mysterious doppelgangers show up at the front door with malicious intent. I'll probably get a lot of crap for this, but every single time I see a Jordan Peele movie, I keep thinking, man, he's like a black M. Night Shyamalan, at least in his prime. Because his movies just have that mysterious, dark feeling that a lot of M. Night Shyamalan's early movies had. And that's not to say anything bad about Jordan Peele. I love his work. I love M. Night Shyamalan's early work. I actually like a lot of M. Night Shyamalan's current work. All I'm saying is that his directing style is very, very unique and mysterious and makes you want to rewatch the movie. So after Get Out came out, that was very interesting for me. That made the audience think a little bit. Jordan Peele came out with Us, which made them think even more, and I'm not disappointed. Let's get into it. Listen, this entire movie revolves around the people and the writing. Without these two things, this movie would be absolutely nothing, but obviously a lot of movies revolve around those two things, so what makes this one different? Presentation, performance, everything. The way that they look, the way that they sound make the Tethered really seem memorable. However, the family, the normal family in this movie, the characters themselves are kind of forgettable. The acting of the main mom, Lupita, is incredible. It's very, very well done, but the rest of the cast, I probably won't remember for their characters or their acting. It's not bad, however, it wasn't anything that blew me away either, just Lupita. But this is the kind of movie that you can't talk too deeply about when it comes down to the people, when it comes down to the Tethered specifically, because then you're going to just get into spoiler territory. I wish I could just talk about that, but I can't. 14 out of 20 possible stars for the people category. When you're looking at the writing category specifically, other than the narrative, you're looking at things like dialogue, balance of the film, story depth, originality, and how interesting it is. I don't want to spoil you, but when it comes down to the dialogue, it's done very, very well, especially when it comes down to what it sounds like and what's being said. I wish I could tell you more, but it would just spoil you, so I'm just going to be like, it's good. Take that or leave it. Amazingly, this movie feels original, and it's super interesting, especially the concept. It kept me watching, kept me wanting to know more. However, I did feel as though this movie was a little bit convoluted, especially when it comes down to the general population that aren't going to sit back and think about what they just watched. If you're somebody who watches a movie and actually likes to think about what they just saw, this is the movie for you. If you aren't, it's going to be very, very confusing, and you're going to feel like you just wasted your time with it. Writing category gets 7 out of 10. Behind the scenes was done very, very well. The only thing I would say is the visuals didn't really capture my attention, but the use of the camera work and the editing that complement each other really helps the movie feel like it's independent, like it fits. The music works very, very well for making you feel uneasy from the get-go when nothing's actually happening. Everything here is pretty good. 9 out of 10 possible stars. Now we look at the basic narrative arc, not the narrative structure. That's in another video. Everything here is basically solid. I would say there's a good introduction to all these characters and what's going on in the world around them. The inciting incident is very clearly when the doppelganger family shows up stalking the real family. The obstacles isn't very clear. There's only one real obstacle, and that is to survive. There's a good culminating event by the end of the movie. As far as the falling action, it's kind of bittersweet. You don't really know too much about things. It does kind of calm down, but returning to a new sense of norm, I'll let you decide on that one. 8 out of 10. Next, we look at the entertainment category. Is it entertaining? Yeah, I would say definitely for this one. The main thing about this movie is you have a really good time in general watching the movie, and you feel like you can't pause or look away from the movie because something fun might happen, and something exciting, and something interesting, and something important is going to happen. All of those, all at the same time. You think one of those things is going to happen. So I would definitely say I would seek this movie out to rewatch it. I would also say there's enough in this movie that warrants discussion. I don't even know if I would go out and recommend it, but if somebody says they saw the movie and they started talking about it, I have things to discuss. 7 out of 10. Specialty category, what do you expect to find out of Us? Well, as a Jordan Peele movie, where does it rank? Well, right now we have Get Out and Us. Both of those would get 10 out of 10 because, well, he hasn't done a whole lot of things. But this one specifically is very discussion worthy. It's something that you can piece together like one giant jigsaw puzzle. It makes you think, and for that reason, I'll give it 10 out of 10 for sure. As a horror movie, is it scary? Not really. It's just disturbing and uncomfortable, and for that reason, I'm going to give it 5 out of 10. As a thriller, is it thrilling? Some scenes are more thrilling than others, but sometimes the movie needs exposition, and anytime it needs that exposition, that thrill goes away. For that reason, I'm giving it 5 out of 10. Halfway decent. Did they make the movie they intended to make from the get-go? The movie is so complicated and so elaborate that if they got it right out of accident, that would shock me. They did what they wanted to do. 10 out of 10. If we add up all these points together, we get 75 out of 100 possible stars, 75%, which is pretty average. Don't get me wrong, I very much enjoyed this movie, but I think technical things here and there made it so the movie isn't everything it could be. So guys, tell me what you thought of us in the comments down below. And for YouTube, you know you can subscribe to me, hit that like button, and hit the bell to be notified when I come out with my next review. Peace out.